guys, this is a closer look at my anchor system. It's pretty simple, nothing too exotic here. First, got a 3-pound collapsible anchor, and I tied it the snag freeway, I guess, which means I tied it at the bottom here, and then ran it up here, and then with a small zip tie, I zip tied it to the top here. Okay, and the purpose of that is, in case you don't know, is if you have this expanded out and you drop it in the water, you're anchored in a spot for a while, and then you go to leave and you tug on it, and you could be stuck up on rocks or logs or whatever type of structures in the water. And being tied up here, it's difficult to get yourself loose, and to save you the trouble of cutting line and losing your anchor and losing all this line, this system, I don't know who came up with it, but it's a smart system. If you should get hung up on rocks or whatnot, you're supposed to be able to give it a nice hard tug, pull from the boat to snap this little zip tie up here, to snap this part of the rope free. And then when you pull, you're pulling from the bottom, so that way you're pulling away from the structure, away from the rocks that it's stuck on, and you're able to pull your anchor back up, upside down, free and clear. That's the thought process. I haven't had to try it yet, so I'll let you know. Makes sense. We'll see. And then with the extra tag, instead of cutting it off, I just zip tied it to the rest of the rope. Got a float here just so you can float the line. That way, if I need to release my anchor when I catch one of those giant muskies on St. Clair and go for a sleigh ride, I can let loose. The float will float, and I can go back and find my anchor. You'll have to excuse my dogs, they're terrorizing squirrels. And then for my base here, all I did was I cut a piece of PVC here. I don't know if you can see my dogs terrorizing the squirrels. Anyways, I cut a piece of PVC. I drilled a hole up here, and I connected this clip to it, nice and sturdy. And then I began to wrap the rope back and forth, nice and tight. Drilled another hole here and placed in one of these clips. These clips open up. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Oh, I did it. Okay, so these clips open up. You can feed out as much line as you want. Drop your anchor, feed the line. Feed the line. When you get to a desired length, you place it back into the clip. Just wrap it a couple times. Oh boy, one-handed here, guys. Wrap it up. Close her up. Close her up. There we go. That way there's no need to wrap your line on a cleat. This stops it from the rest of the line moving. So then I'm just able to take this here, clip it to an iPad on the side of my boat, clip it to an anchor trolley, a bungee, and it holds it into place. It's a really nice system, works out well for me. I know a lot of people paint their lines to let them know when it's coming up close. I didn't feel like breaking out paint and waiting for things to dry, so I just took a little zip tie, put it through the rope, came around, zip tied it down, so when I'm pulling up the rope, I can see it. I could also feel it in my hand as it hits. Sand this little piece down so you don't cut your hand if you miss it. and you're good to go. This here will float up at the top. And again, if I have to, I unhook the anchor, I can come back, and my float is there to let me know where my anchor is. Okay, that is my anchor system. Again, I hope this helps, guys.